Hopefully you are able to do these constructions on your own. Just in case you have forgotten or you get confused on a specific construction, I thought it would be best if I do a quick little video so you can see how to do medians, altitudes, angle bisectors, etc. Okay, so this first question tells you to construct the three medians for the given triangle. So maybe you can watch me do one of them and then go through on your own and do the other two. So if we want to construct a median, well, what is a median? You're going to have three medians. You're going to go from a vertex to the midpoint of the opposite side. So that means we have to construct something that goes through the midpoint of this side right here. And then we're going to construct a median from this vertex to this midpoint, and from this vertex to this midpoint. So you can kind of eyeball it, but that doesn't help. You still need to do the actual construction. So the question is, how do we find the midpoint? Right? So the midpoint is found by doing the perpendicular bisector. We just did that last class. So how do we do a perpendicular bisector? Remember, you put your compass point on an end point of the side, and you do your scoop, scoop up and down, then I'm going to move it over here, other side, I'm going to do my scoop up and down, and then I'm going to connect using my ruler or your straight edge. You can connect. So I'm going to try this right here. Sorry, it's hard for me to get the straight edge out so you guys can see it. I'm experimenting, as you can tell. So anyway, you line those up. Remember, you don't have to draw this exact line. You can just put your mark right here. Right? So if I put my mark right here, or you could connect it going from here to here, but you don't need to do the whole connection. Right, so this part, sorry, that I was doing the triangle. So what is my midpoint? My midpoint is just from here to here. Whoopsie. So that's my midpoint. So that separated these two sides of the triangle into congruent parts. So now what is your median? Well, your median goes from this vertex over here. Whoopsie. So this is my median. So it should really start here and end there. So that's my median, the blue line. Okay, I'm a little bit slow, so you should be able to do it on your own. So I'm probably not going to use a straight edge, or I'll try, I'll do my best. So let's continue. So I need to bisect every single side. So here's another side I need to bisect. Right, so I put my compass edge here. I'm going to open my compass to more than halfway. And I'm going to do my scoop above and below. And then I'm going to move my compass point over here. And I'm going to do my scoop above and below. And then I'm going to move my ruler try to get the midpoint. So I'm a little off. So that's my midpoint right there. So this is the midpoint of this side, right? Separating this length of the side into two congruent parts. But remember, your median needs to go from this vertex to the side opposite and connect at that midpoint. So this is now my median. Okay, 2 medians done. Now we need to do our third median. So our third median needs to go from this side here, or sorry, from this vertex to this side opposite. So my last side I need to bisect is this side over here. Okay, so make sure it's more than halfway. It looks more than halfway to me. I do my scoop above and below, go over here, do my scoop above and below. I have to move my ruler over to that intersection points to identify my median, or sorry, my midpoint. So this is my midpoint right here. So now I use my ruler and I connect my midpoint to my vertex. Looks like that's about the closest I'm going to be able to get it. So there we have it. So my three medians are those blue lines. So this point is known, oh wait, it says the three medians, sorry. The three medians of any triangle intersect at a point. Oh yeah, my eye's pretty accurate, that works well. This point is known as the centroid. So medians, where the three medians intersect, is known as the centroid. So another vocabulary word. Where the three medians intersect, that is the centroid. Will you ever have to construct that on the test? No. Okay, so don't worry about that. But it might be a good multiple choice question or a fill in the blank, right? So the median is associated with the centroid. So now we're going to construct our three altitudes. Our three altitudes are going to intersect at a point, and that point will be known as the orthocenter. So what is an altitude? Well, an altitude needs to go from a side, right? So your altitude needs to go from a vertex to the side opposite and intersect that side opposite at 90 degrees. So it's the point not on the line, right? So it's this construction where you have the line and a point not on the line. You have to do the scoop, and then do the scoop, scoop, and then connect like that. So we've done that a few times now. So let's construct an altitude for every single side here. Except in an obtuse triangle, it's kind of hard to see. We're going to have to extend our sides. So if we are going from this vertex here, we would have to extend this side over here in order to get our altitude. Right? So we would have to put our ruler, line up our ruler here. So it's matching up with the side. We'd have to extend, 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 extend. Even further it looks like. So extend, 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 extend. So that's one side. Okay, so let's try this. So remember, I put my compass point up here on top. I open it up so that it can scoop, oh, not far enough, so it can scoop on top and bottom. Right, so I scooped here and here. So now I go back and I put my compass here. And I'm going to do a quick intersection. Oops. Sorry, I had it on the wrong thing. Now I'm going to do a quick intersection here, so it's going to go above and below. I'm going to go over here where the point, where the two things intersect, above and below. Then you're going to move your ruler over here. I'm going to try to line up that vertex with these 2 points of intersection, or at least one. So this time I'll do my altitudes in red. So that is an altitude. Notice your altitudes and your medians have specific lengths. They stop. They don't go on forever and ever. So this right here is an altitude. Goes from a vertex to the side opposite, intersects at 90 degrees. So that's 1. Now I need to shrink this. Now I need to do one, how about from this vertex? Okay, well this is a little easier because that's going to be on the inside of our triangle, right? So if I do my scoop here and here, that's nicer. And I go out here and I do my scoop above and below. I didn't quite do this one far enough. See if I can go back and get it at the right spot. There we go. So then I'm going to bring my little ruler over and I'm going to line it up. And I'm going to make my altitude. So an altitude goes from a vertex to the side opposite, intersects at 90 degrees. Okay, now, my third one needs to go from this point, this vertex, sorry, here, to its side opposite. Well, this is the opposite side. So the first thing I need to do is take my ruler, oops, and extend my side. So I'm going to extend the side. I'm a little off here. I'm trying to rotate it a little bit. It's not working. Okay, there we go. So
Although there's not yet a called winner in the U.S.
Okay, well you heard that I was just doing this video before class started because that was your election results by Mr. Torgeson. So anyway, back to the construction. I went ahead and constructed the third altitude, so you should have finished that process on your own, right? Maybe you did that. So here you did your scoop. We had to do our intersecting scoops. This is my third altitude. Now, if I asked you to construct just an altitude on your test or on your quiz, you just have to stop the altitudes. These are the altitudes, that's it. But actually, if we continued them, they would intersect at a specific point. So you would continue these, continue these, continue, 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 and eventually way down on your paper, sorry, that didn't work out so well, way down here, very, very far down, maybe it's even off your paper, those three would intersect. Okay, and where they intersect is called the orthocenter. Okay, now I think it's hard to remember these different things. So altitude, orthocenter, they both start with vowels. So you know those match up. And A-L-O-R, well you'll see what I mean. This is angle bisector and incenter both start with vowels, the A and the I. And their second letter is both N. That's how I remember it. So angle bisector, incenter, they both have a vowel and an N, vowel and an N. The other vowel, which is an altitude, matches with the other vowel, which is an orthocenter, the O, but their second letters don't match. So vowels match, and then the vowels with the second letter are the same, those go together. Angle bisector, incenter. So our third construction is to do the angle bisector for every single angle. So go ahead and do that. If you're not sure, then the first thing you have to do is put your compass point at a vertex. And then you are going to do your scoop through both rays of the angle, and then you're going to go out here and do your other scoop. Actually, I should have opened it more. Doesn't really matter. So now I need to connect this point and this point to each other. So go ahead and line that up, and then I think you should push pause and complete this process on your own. Okay, so you can see here I did my 3 angle bisectors. I have my marks here on each angle, and then I bisected it, connected the intersection with the vertex, did my mark, did my arc out here, vertex and that intersection, and then all 3 of these angle bisectors met in one point, and we call that point the in center.